right, welcome to, if you've never been here to Creating Daily, or welcome back, or maybe you're like, holy crap, Creating Daily is old show coming back. And that's right, I'm revamping the Creating Daily show. Not because I wanted to, because I actually was going to launch a new show, but in my ADHD brain, did not do any research. And it was only after we produced the first live show last week that I realized this is already a show name of a pretty popular show. And those guys will teach you how to make $30 million in 30 days, and I can't compete. So I'm like, I'll just recycle some Creating Daily assets and jump on the show. And it's going to be a little bit different too. I got a great panel lined up here in the next scene that I'll show to you. But we're going to be talking about all the fun things in the creator world. We'll talk about a little bit of AI, podcasting, and I got the regular crew, the cool kids as we like to call them, my friends Chrissy and Matt. And then I'm adding another friend of mine, Jon Dispenza, who is actually very early on in my Amazon journey, helping me with live streaming and making videos and all that fun stuff. And he has since then moved on to bigger and better things and gets paid way more money than I could ever offer him. But he's a great talent, great skill. And so we are going to jump in to that. And we're going to talk about the main thing here, which is, will AI replace content creators or most content creators? I don't know. We'll see.
And now, here's something we hope you'll really like.
You're listening to
Creating Daily. All right, that's a little special there for Matt and Chrissy. You guys did not see that coming, did you? All right.
Didn't see it coming at all. Look at that.
All right, and Chrissy is coming to us remote from somewhere in Georgia, maybe eating peaches probably. And Matt, where the heck are you at, Matt? Matt's in Pennsylvania, and Jon is in North Carolina, and I'm in Puerto Rico. So this is quite the panel we have here. So I won't bore everyone with introductions, but I do want to jump to Jon real quick, just because he is new to the panel. But he's not new to my chaos, so that's good. He's used to that already. So Jon, maybe in 30 seconds, give us a little who the heck is Jon Dispenza, would you?
Oh boy, 30 seconds is too much in too little time. I'm a woodworker. That's my favorite thing to do. It's meditative, it's peaceful, and I control my own destiny because I've never really taken a job in woodworking. But I also support myself by working a real job. So currently that is with a company called Podchaser. They're a podcast database that serves up podcast insights to brands and PR firms and universities that want to know maybe what podcast has more than 1,000 listeners that are also parents. So data points like that. I also like to cook. I don't know if you meant this to be professional or personal, but personal is my favorite part of my life, and cooking is my favorite part of the world.
It's perfect. That's perfect, Jon. I love it. I love it, man. Well, and I always appreciate Jon. I always appreciate you because you're, just very creative in all the things that you do. So like you said, woodworking and sorry, I'm like trying to do stuff I'm not skilled at. Speaking of skills, I don't have any when it comes to live streaming. But Jon has always been super creative, photography, and he just kind of sandbags like I expected him to. So I'll just kind of prop him up a little bit more. But yeah, definitely like photography, graphic design, all those fun things. And a co-host of the Beer Me That Movie podcast, which is probably one of my favorite podcasts out there. I think it's so funny, such a great idea, and very creative. So I don't know if Chrissy did her homework and listened to at least 25 episodes like I said you guys should.
All of them.
That explains why our listens doubled.
And real quick, I'll just check in with Matt and Chrissy and see if Restream worked this week. This segment's called Did Restream Restream?
Oh, I didn't even check. I don't know. That's a good question.
Well, yeah, you're
Matt,
remote. It doesn't matter. Matt is on it. I can see the Hawkeye right now. He's on it.
I'm going to jump out and jump back in. I'm having a bit of an issue here.
If it screws up the stream like it did last time, I'm going to ban you. Go ahead. We'll see you soon. Oh, and that's what happens. Oh my gosh. I think Matt somehow has full control. Let me
Recording in
add
progress.
these people back. Let me add these guys
Yeah,
back.
what did you do?
Anyway, we'll just leave room for Matt here because I don't have a scene set up with no Matt. And he just jumped back in, so we'll just add him in. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this one question. And AI is talked about a lot, especially in the creative world, in every industry now. I think AI is a huge topic. I never really talk about it because I'm going to be honest, I'm a little bipolar with AI. I mean, there's some parts of it that I really love, and there's other parts of it that I hope I would never ever see on the planet again. But anyway, this isn't my show. This is our show. So is AI about to replace most content creators? Let's go in order. John, I'll jump over to you first. That's how organized I am.
I hate that I'm first in line here. Is AI about to replace most content creators? Yes, I think so. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want AI to come for my jobs and my art and my creative skills. Everything I've learned to do is now AI is better at it than me. But the reason I would say mechanically why AI is coming for content creators, we already see exclusively AI created YouTube channels and podcasts. One AI created podcast just was in like the top 10 charts over the last week. It was about the Epstein files, and AI did a lot of work and then produced and recorded the podcast itself. So the reason I think that AI is coming for people like us is because it's easier. You don't have to learn those skills like Billy going through this whole setup. You can just basically talk to Claude and say, here's what I want it to do. And now everyone is as skilled or resourced as someone that's been doing it for a long time. And that's why I think it's at least going to change the field, if not hurt the small audiences we already have to like pick and choose to try and earn ourselves.
Sweet. All right. Well, you know what? This is open debate. So who wants to debate? No, I'm just kidding. Whoever.
Yeah, no, I actually totally disagree with that, John.
This is hey, go for it. Yeah, go. The more that this is like the Piers Morgan show, the better it's going to be for our ratings. So attack John, call him names, and his dogs. Okay, his Pomeranians. If tell him
I will
you hate
heat
him.
up all my takes.
Oh, Pomeranians. Why didn't you tell us that to begin with? No, I actually listen. I think that I don't think it's going to replace content creation. I think it is what you said later, which was that it's changing the game. I think that is right where it is, or at least in my mind. It means that we're gonna have to try harder to do the same thing potentially, but I think that I think that people are going to they're gonna like really want that connection with actual people, because AI is going to be such a big part of everything. So especially as it relates to content creation, people aren't going to want to connect. You don't connect with AI. Well, I should say you don't now. Although if you talk to, what's his name? Gary Vee, he'll tell you that people are going to be marrying AI in not too long from now. But I think as of now, people don't connect with AI in the way they connect with humans.
It's tough. It's tough when you have a prompt that can generate the product, and you can have any type of actor discuss that product. And you could even put in your prompt, discuss the things people are asking questions about this product. It's going to get scary. The good thing I think is, as long as the payment path doesn't come out of Amazon's pocket, it comes out of the merchant's pocket into ours, they'll probably continue to want real human talent, because YouTube is trying to do AI videos based on your search query so they can show their own YouTube generated AI video and not share AdSense with the creator. Like, is something like that going to happen on Amazon? I certainly hope not. But it's scary when you can prompt something out and get something good enough.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I mean, I guess the question. I mean, not that we're going to solve this on this call. That's why I brought you guys here. We're going to solve this AI problem for all creators in every industry. But I do think it's one of those. I have a love-hate relationship with AI. I mean, I love the efficiency side of AI, but then when it comes to the creativity side of AI, I'm like Christy. I'm like however, there's been some songs and some music in that creative world that I'm like pretty surprised. I'm like, holy crap, how did I not figure that out? Now, I think when it comes to like what we do, like more video stuff, podcasting stuff, for some reason, I guess where it's not as layered as like music, I can pick it out pretty quick. Like I can pick out an AI voice pretty quick. I can kind of pick out the emotions of an AI voice pretty quick. But when you get those artists who are utilizing AI to like sing and they're playing their guitar and drums and everything else over it, I get a little confused by that. I'm still glad that there's a human involved in the creative process. And then when I think about like a designer, so we're kind of crossing over a lot of things, not just what we do, but when I think of like what my wife does, for instance, it immediately kind of brings me back to the Canva days where everyone's like, oh my God, I got Canva. Now I don't need a designer. I don't need to do anything. I can drag and drop. And now you look at the internet and it's like Canva, 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 Canva. You're just a copy and paste and there's nothing unique about you. So it's like, on a business side of it, you know, as an entrepreneur, it's like I do business with people. I don't do business with anything else. It's like I do, you know, it's like that relationship is what is the most valuable thing. Doesn't matter what the product, the service, the, you know, whatever looks like. It's that connection with that person. And I don't know if AI will get to that place where it's like, I don't know if I'm talking to Matt or if I'm talking to Matt Bot, you know, but I hope it doesn't. I hope I'm smart enough and my soul just knows the difference, but maybe not. I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
The line's blurring. It's getting harder and harder to tell.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
In the last, 5-10 years, we as a human, most of this is subjective from my perspective, but we as a group of humans have gone from, the term is like third spaces, where you'd like meet at a park or like someplace where everyone could kind of gather for free and share opinions, or even at a bar, and we would meet and have real conversations with each other. And it was harder to divide someone based on one singular belief or tweet they made. And now if you look at 2026, like most of my relationships, Billy, you live on an island far away from me, but we keep up sometimes through social media or text. And I have friends from my podcast audience that I've never met. And because so much of our community or social groups are done through these social media spaces, it puts us in a place where I think it's going to be much easier for AI to say, yeah, John, that's a great idea. You should put grape jelly in your meatball sauce like grandma used to do. You're brilliant. And then because we're all so lonely and disconnected from each other, that AI reinforcement is so dangerous and easy for it to become your best friend. And then all of a sudden you're a grape jelly meatball chef and no one has the heart to tell you these are disgusting.
Okay, speaking of disgusting foods, I got a little clip that I came across today. My wife was actually listening to it on her phone, and I was like, wait, you got to send me that because that's a pretty funny way of looking at AI. So let's jump over there and cross our fingers that this works and plays this video, and then we'll react to it.
I think AI is not going to be as powerful. I think human beings don't like it. Ultimately, it feels like a Twinkie. It tastes like a Twinkie. And I don't know if they can ever make it taste like an apple, if that makes sense. I don't know if they can. I think people are moving faster towards the genuine versus the fake and the performative. I know that with my kids. I can see it. You can see it in the culture. People are craving community and people and things like that.
All right, there you go. I don't know who Kara Swisher is, but she found
How do you
that
not know who
Headliner
Kara
at the
Swisher
Smart
is?
Sheet conference.
Hey, you know what? I don't know. You guys back up. We're not here to talk about who Kara Swisher. I just like the fact that she compared that to a Twinkie, because I thought that. I'm like, well, first of all, Twinkies kind of, the older you get, I know kids watching, spoiler alert, they actually suck. Like, I ate one as an adult because my kid was like, I want to try a Twinkie. And I'm like, this is disgusting. But they'll sell it to you like it's healthy, you know? And I think that's what's happening with AI is like, oh, this is a great idea. This is a great plan. This is going to make your life better. But for a lot of people, it's not. And so I'm just watching the Terminator movies, I think, at this point to figure out what I need to do next. What do you guys think? You guys like Twinkies?
I think this is a pendulum situation where right now there is all the AI. Everything is AI. And the pendulum is swinging all the way to the AI. And I think at some point it's got to settle back in the middle, or at least closer to the middle than where it is right now, right? So the faster we're getting more information about what AI is and how it functions and all the sort of crazy that it can do, I think the sooner we're going to get to that place, I hope, than just landing in the world of AI.
Tech companies are rehiring the workforce they laid off for AI because the AI is breaking websites.
That's perfect. Well, I mean, that is something to think about. It's like, will AI, and I've heard all kinds of crazy stories. I don't know if they're true or not, but about tapping into people's bank accounts and sending, like crazy emails to each other from their work emails and trying to like divide people. I'm like, are these bots already out of control? Should we just pull the power plug? But I know we've had AI forever, probably like since the 70s, especially when you call someone and there's that, press 2 or press 3 or what. So hopefully the AI will get better to like, just let me talk to a person, and then it just like takes me right to that customer service person and not have to keep prompting me to answer stupid questions. So I'm good with AI if that happens.
Well, I mean, think back to like when I guess my maybe elementary school days when the whole Dolly cloning situation happened and everybody thought, oh my God, the whole world is gonna fall apart because we're gonna clone everybody. And then, well, guess what happened? That didn't happen. So maybe we'll land in the same spot or in a better spot, but different. I don't know.
Well, and I guess there's all other, like the amount of energy that it takes, the amount of water supply that it takes to run some of the stuff. I mean, it's destroying whole towns essentially, or potentially could, I guess. I don't know. Once again, you read all kinds of stuff on the internet. Maybe it's true. Maybe it's OpenAI versus somebody else, and they're just making up stories. But it seems
making silicone chips more expensive. That's for sure. RAM processors.
Yeah.
Oh, here he goes talking nerd now.
Yes. Try and get a well-spec'd computer now. Even if money's not an object, it's become harder. I think, like, Matt brings up a good point. I think it's hard to talk about AI without really getting narrowed down into, like, are we talking about the future of technology and jobs? Are we talking about creative endeavors? Are we talking about how it'd be great if AI just knew that my anniversary was next month and it booked a dinner reservation for me and my wife, and like I didn't have to think about that because I suck at thinking about things. Like, there's parts of it that are good and there's parts of it that could be used for evil. The scariest part is that right now it's being managed by like virtually 8 dudes that are so disconnected from what it's like to worry about making your mortgage payment, and they're making a lot of decisions that are going to affect the vast majority of all of us without much insight from us other than how much will I pay for Claude Pro.
Well, I mean, that goes to, I mean, it's kind of like, I'm trying not to talk about politics here, so I'm trying to tread lightly. But it kind of reminds me of like of the situations we're in the political world, where it's like we think we have the power, but do we really have the power? And then even like with Amazon, I remember people are like, oh, don't buy Amazon, don't buy from Amazon, like shop local, blah, 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 blah. And then over time, it just like chips away. Now everyone buys from Amazon. I mean, you might have that one group of people that lives in the trees, but that don't buy from Amazon. But a lot of people are just like, yeah, whatever. I can get it in 2 days. I can get it in a day, versus having to go to my store, talk to Billy behind the counter and go, hey, can you order it? Yeah, it'll be here in a week, because we only order once a week. It's like, so it's that efficiency thing. So I'm wondering with this situation, it's like, if we don't want this, then we have to go, we're not going to do this. We're not going to participate. But it's tough because as a person who's married to a graphic designer, who is, people by the dozens are like, well, I'll just push this button and say, give me a unicorn sipping on a, whatever, and they can have it in 30 seconds. It's like, I hate it. But then also when I'm like, oh, dude, I just need like 4 ideas to make videos this week. Can you just give me those 4? And it spits it out. I'm like, okay, that's harmless. But when you're taking money out of my wife's pocket, I'm going to beat this server and the brains, you know? So I don't know, man. I have a love-hate relationship. It's like a really, really tough position for me to be in because it does make life much easier in a lot of ways. So I don't know.
The Canva incident, that the Canva example that you mentioned, like, can AI do a whole corporate branding exercise? Like, it can make you one thing, but can't, like, that's where people, I think, human designers can really shine, because they can not just make one object, they could see the bigger picture and do the branding on everything, on the envelopes, the letterhead, the masthead, the banner, the media, this, that, the business card, you know. That's, I think, where humans will still have a leg up. And we're really dancing around. There's generative AI. Hey, I want you to make me something creative. Boom, it makes it. And then AI, help me think of the next idea. And, you know, that's,
yeah, it's a pretty big topic.
Content creation, it's that generative AI that freaks me out the most.
I mean, but would you, I mean, if you know, if these platforms continue to make us click the box that says this is AI or this was made with AI, it's like, are you going to watch that? I mean, is it going to be, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, am I going to watch it? Have I been watching it? And I just don't know that I've been watching it.
The checkbox is there so they can filter it. They can boost it or throttle it, or pay you or not pay you. I mean, that's why they're asking. They don't make you check boxes for no reason.
Yeah.
There's corporate reasons behind those types of policies. Everyone, not some, all.
I'm just not looking forward to the day when I open up YouTube and there's a Creating Daily show with me and 3 of my friends, and I go, man, I don't remember having that conversation. These guys are really smart. Look at me. I'm really smart.
Bold of you to assume that anybody would make an AI Billy.
Well, you know, I mean, look how many live viewers we got. We got 10. That's incredible for a live show. Get out of here. 11. Look at that. And like 3 of them are probably you guys just looking at me.
I built 5 bots to join and watch.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you. We appreciate that, John.
So John, in your workflow, because I know you're always on the cutting edge and trying to make life, you know, more efficient. So how are you using AI? So not to just beat up on AI, because I do think it has benefits. So how are you using it, like in your everyday, in your podcast, in your clients' shows? How are they, you know, give us a little mix here.
So professionally for work, there's a gross, disgusting amount of data that needs to get analyzed all the time for 6 million podcasts. And one client wants to know who's number 1 in news. Another client wants to know who's number 1 in crypto, who's talking about this, that, and the other. So AI can become really useful if you build, for me, the way that I'm using it is I've built an AI agent that has leeway to access APIs that I pay for. So the agent now is effectively, like, I think of it as almost like an unpaid helper that can access my CRM, my own Podchaser's API database. It can access skills that I've trained and said, like, here's what's important to mitigate. So it can effectively do the boring part of my job for me and free me up to do the fun or more creative things that I like to do in my job. And that's kind of the approach I take with it for my podcast as well. We podcast, we record, we get creative, we do things improvisationally. And then after that, you have to edit it. You have to upload it to YouTube. You want to have sort of an SEO-y description. All that's the stuff that I really don't enjoy doing. So one thing that I've built is I just transcribe our podcast episode, AI reads it, and then it spits out a description. Is it beneficial? Would it be better if I took the time and wrote it myself? Honestly, though, I don't care because I hate doing that part. So I'm happy to just hand it off and be done. Like, to your point, Billy, there's only so much principle that I will stand on when it comes between me and having an extra hour of freedom at the end of what is basically an unpaid hobby.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think it's, And we'll jump to comments here in a minute because there's some coming through. My wife never watches this show. She's watching it. John, you brought my wife to the table. What the freak is happening? Why do I have two
Why
Matts?
do we have two Matt Haas?
I don't know what's
I think we can
happening.
One
only
Matt Haas
really
is
have
good,
one.
two are better.
AI is working.
AI is ruining it. Who put these AI bots on my stream? Ruining my life.
Hi to Billy's wife.
Yeah, so she's here and hanging out. So let's see if these comments even bring up. Let's see if they do. All right, AI can only use the past to create. Designers can think forward with trends and ideas. Totally agree with that. I do think that is a point to be made, is like AI is only as good as the information that it has. And now the bad part is all these AI companies have billions of dollars to pay really smart people to go in and look at the content and do these searches and then implement changes to that. I mean, I listened to a podcast the other day and they're like, yeah, we're hiring doctors to go in and queue up these questions and all this stuff and go in and change the information that's incorrect. My wife and I have a friend of ours that's all she does is she goes through and edits and audits information that's put into potential books or books that are about to be published, and she just goes through and figures out, is this true or is this not? And she's like, it's crazy how much misinformation is generated by this AI information that's been put out there. So
that's weird because it's on the internet, and I thought everything on the internet was true.
That's what I thought too. I mean, I'm learning something new right now. Like, this is crap. I'm turning the internet off.
Did you see the prank gift? You can buy a ring that is another finger, and it's to mess up AI to make the computers think people have 6 fingers. So they're poisoning the pool of data.
So that's the thing. Don't unplug it. Just give it a bunch of false information. Like, I am a doctor, and you can amputate your own leg with a screwdriver and a drill. And here's how. Which probably you could. It would just take a while. Let's see. Rich Vibes says, I don't mind the use of AI so long as we make enough safeguards against the singularity event.
Rich Vibes.
What the heck was that?
AI's
That's like
talking to us.
That's next level.
Excuse you, Matt.
There is no protection from the singularity, Rich.
Skynet has been self-aware for a year. We're doomed.
Well, unfortunately, it is getting a little bit smarter also, because I once upon a time used AI to cheat on this test, and then I tried to cheat on the same test this year, and it didn't let me. It said it would not give me the answers. So what the hell?
I mean, why are we talking about this on the show, Chrissy? Like, what kind of test is this? What kind
Is
of...
this your driver's test?
This is not good.
I'm not at liberty to discuss that.
Yeah,
Matt.
don't. We don't want to know. We don't all want to get subpoenas in the mail soon to your court case.
She told you she'd have to kill you.
Well, there's no subpoena to be had because it wouldn't let me cheat.
That's so funny. All right,
It had
maybe
all sorts of things to defend itself by why I couldn't anymore.
poor AI can't help you cheat. That's no good.
I know.
Well, let's jump
Billy,
into
I'd
some. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I'd like to respond to your lovely wife, Ashley, with a hot take.
Well, you're a
Okay.
brave man. You're going into
this
territory I will
this
not go
comes
to.
I've heard this and I've hashed this conversation out over many a beer. And again, I'd be fine if all AI was gone. But since it's here and I live in a capitalist country, I'm following the money. But the argument that like AI can only repeat what it's learned, I agree. And I think that's a valid statement. But also, I feel like every human does it the same way. There's just better publicity around it. Like, we all are creative, but we're drawing from experiences that we've had, just like AI. So I kind of like, I would say that's like saying if I give a chef crust, tomatoes, and cheese, he can only make a pizza. But eventually, with those same ingredients, that's where you get a calzone. So I think it's kind of like, I like it, but I think AI today is smart enough to reuse and be creative, or just find a new intention behind the many, many bad ideas that it can create until it spits a good one out. It still, I think, requires a human to decide which one is good, though, maybe because we're the consumer. But But it's still a very talented chef, as much as I used the grape jelly meatball analogy earlier.
Okay, you're making me hungry. Not with the great meatball jelly, but with the pizza and the calzone. I'm like, okay, this podcast is
the
over.
great meatball thing is not bad. I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, if you've had it, if you know, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess you do have a point, John. I mean, I never thought about it that way, but it's like, you're right. I mean, we're all kind of made up of our life experience, the things we see, the things that we're inspired by, and we're kind of a combination of those things. And maybe AI can do that a lot faster. It can put those puzzle pieces together a lot faster and spit out something. And so I guess it'll be interesting to see over time if people continue. And I think corporate companies are going to continue to do it because, like you said, we live in a capitalist country. So it's not relational for them. It's transactional. So it's like, well, I need 50 graphics in an hour so I can just push a few buttons and hire one nerd versus 40 nerds to make this happen. But then I do think it's going to I don't know, man. I think it's going to be cookie cutter eventually. It has to be. Like, there's just something about it. And even my wife showed me a graphic that was spit out by AI that actually was funny. And maybe this will give her more job security because they prompted this AI script. It spit out this trashy looking whatever it was. And then they sent it to her and was like, can you please fix this? And I'm like, so I don't know.
Well, I think it's worth noting though that we're talking about AI as it relates to creating. And I think John, you were speaking to it a little bit, that AI can be used not only for creation but all of the other things that go along with that. And I think that could be where the magic is in the sauce, right? So like if we can figure out a way to divert AI from like creation and more in terms of like productivity and things to that effect, that could be really where the money is, because then creators can keep creating but more efficiently.
I love using AI to be efficient. Yeah, it's a great use of AI.
Yeah, I love AI until, I saw an AI thing the other day. Maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but it's like, oh, don't hire an influencer to hold your product. Our AI bots can do it for you. And they just take a picture and then they're like turning it around. I mean, it was pretty compelling. The only thing was like, this person is a perfect human specimen. And obviously they were like,
no one wants to see that.
This product is so amazing. It is wonderful and great. And I rub it on my face. And it's like, okay, this is not very convincing that this is a real person, but it definitely had me nervous. I'm like, well, maybe I just go ahead and buy that software and create my own army of the top looking people in the world, or looking bots, and sell content.
I'll send over my likeness to you to make sure you can have that, the top looking people in the world. So you're welcome.
I'm just going to charge more. That's what I'm going to do. Like, people are like, oh, we need to make a video. Sorry, if you can hit it with AI in 5 seconds and I got to spend 20 minutes on it, then I'm now $1,000 per 2-minute video shot in my studio.
I do think
Tears 2000.
Thank you, Matt. I do think it's interesting, actually, looking at it from your perspective, Billy, because the way you make videos is business-like versus the way many people make Amazon videos, which is ownership-like, right? So like anybody, I suppose, any AI bot can talk about the specs and how to run the thing. But the magic in the Amazon influencer world is when somebody has used the thing and can speak to the use of it and how it actually works in their life and what they like about it. So I don't know how you could like AI that part of it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you just tell it what to say.
Right, but then you're doing the whole
thing.
Because you tell it. You say, hey, 50 bots that all look the same. There's 50 sexiest people in the world. You're holding up my water bottle, and you're all going to say this. I use this water bottle every day when I run, and that's how I got this 19-pack abs, and I'm hydrated.
But if that works, if you have the experience of the product, if you were just setting up a pipeline and wanted to do 2,000 products a day, you wouldn't know what it's like to actually use those products.
But if you're the
and you would just be
manufacturing
regurgitating.
if you're the manufacturing business, you will say whatever you want it to say.
True, it doesn't need to be correct.
It doesn't need to be right. It's just like,
true.
I mean, we have people all day long saying stuff that's not right. They just need enough people
See,
to believe it.
I
Here,
don't
I'm
know.
trying to make quality videos. What am I doing? I should just be making slop.
I
need
know.
to change my business plan.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying we should do that. I'm saying I'm nervous that it's going to start getting done unless the companies who are making the products who are hiring us realize, like, we don't want this. Like, that's the only people who can make that decision.
Amazon has shifted from quantity to quality with their,
So what is more quality? Me going, look at this Stream Deck, or Fancy
Quality
Nancy
means-
saying, hey, I'm perfect, and so is this water bottle.
or
And I don't
quality
make any
can mean
mistakes.
whatever you've done on your video compels the person to actually purchase. So let's not get too in the weeds.
Okay, so that is
And
a
then
whole...
Once you do that, Billy, then I can train a model to copy what you've
To
done
copy.
and multiply it by 20.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, God, we're all
Look at Billy's
screwed.
4,000 catalog and then make a video on this product based on what Billy would have said after you've learned his. Oh, yeah, see, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's dangerous.
and
I
scary.
think it's all about.
I need a sound effect for that.
How about no?
No.
I
All
think
right.
it's all going to be about the money, right? Like Amazon's going to chase the money with this as with anything else. So if consumers are clicking buy through, videos that are made through bots in the same, speed that they are for real life people making videos, then yeah, I guess it's possible that it would shift in that direction. I just don't know that I see a lot of, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like consumers will see through that and want the real life experience. But maybe I'm thinking of it from a perspective of it being obvious to consumers that is a bot, and maybe that's
I think
not
so
right.
too. Especially if it's a product they're about to spend their money on, they would most likely want the real person. If it's someone going to Google that just wants the answer, they're not going to want to click through to a person's website. They just want the AI answer. So,
Right.
And
yeah,
we're all a little
it's
biased
context.
because we're talking about our job. Well, we're talking about our side hustles. We're talking about our jobs. I mean, yeah, but it's like, it is one of those, I don't know. I hope this is not the case. I loved when Amazon put out the anti-AI, like you can't use AI in your videos. I love that. It was like one of my favorite highlights of any update they've ever done, because I was like, oh, this is great. But like to Chrissy's point, if Amazon, we know, I mean, we see it all the time. Like you see products that bang out sales, and next thing you know, it's Amazon has their own version of it. So,
I mean, Amazon bought a small independent book publishing company out of South Carolina. And the reason they bought them was to get the technology that they were using, where you could like upload a book PDF and have it printed right there. And the reason that they did that is so that they could install that into all of their warehouses. So if I buy a book and a football, they just print the book where the football is, and now that's one shipment. So like,
Print on
yes,
demand,
to Chrissy's point, like if it's going to make them money or be cheaper, it would make sense that they would chase that. But it's not Amazon that's paying you. So I guess as long as you're like,
Well, it is partially.
well,
If it's cheaper,
At
if they
the-
can find a way to pay AI cheaper, then we might all be in trouble.
well,
Amazon
yeah,
only
true.
pays
That's
the-
true.
pays the influencer if it's just a storefront video link. If it's a Creative Connections campaign, the manufacturer pays.
Well,
right?
let's just make sure we're clear on all this and how business works. Is Amazon isn't paying for jack shit. Okay, they're not paying for anything. That cost is passed along. That commission's coming from the brand. That there's nothing that Amazon is taking out of their cut. Trust me. They can line it up however they want, but we're all smart enough to know that the the brand is paying all those fees, the 4%, the 20%, the 30%.
Then what incentive would Amazon have to make their own AI videos? And
Well, I'm not necessarily just talking about Amazon. I'm talking about manufacturing companies. The people who hire me every day, it's like if Amazon will allow AI content, then they would just go, well, why do I need Billy anymore? I don't need to send a bunch of emails when I can just prompt 50 bots to produce 50 Amazon influencer videos, and then I can just create my own Amazon influencer accounts and post them in that. So, I mean, I'm talking exaggeration here, but it's not out of the scope of reality for like UGC content to just completely disappear. I saw it on Fiverr. I mean, we're talking about Fiverr, right, a platform who's like, we want people that are freelancers to come and create content. They now have a AI UGC video thing right there on their website. And as someone who creates on there, I go, what, or does business on there? I'm like, thanks a lot, Fiverr. Thanks a lot. Not only, I mean, what? Wow, thanks. And all, and I don't know how good it's doing. I'm not on there looking, but I guarantee there's someone, they're cranking out work faster than me. And damn, I'm one of the fastest people in the business. And so
we should ask AI how that AI is doing on Fiverr.
Okay, so I want to jump over to my wife's comment because she has a really good comment, I think, and it's pretty long. So let me see if I can read it all. This is sponsored by water. Okay, this comment is
15 seconds, go.
Ready, and here we go. I can't even see it. Forget it. It's so long.
I can read it. You ready?
If you can read, yeah, go for it.
It says, yeah, I think it weeds out the average designers, only speaking from design art perspective. But a designer that creates brands, oh, it's gone.
Okay, a designer that creates brands isn't
Billy.
just a logo or graphics. It's how the designer uses all the assets to build a whole world for the client. I think the forward thinking comes from not solely the assets, but the map on how to use each asset when and all the in-depth things. So I think what she's saying here and what I agree, she said, I hate having to text all that and I hate having to read it all. So I talked to her.
Well, you should send her a link to get on the call, Billy.
Yeah, no. I mean, yes, I would, but then we're going to have my son in the call too, and God knows what he'll say. But I think that is a good argument. It's like, well, now you just have to level up. It's like now you have to be a better salesperson. Now you have to be able to close deals to bring value. So more, and I've talked about this in the Amazon influencer space all the time. It's not just me going, hey, I can make videos. Anybody can make videos. We all have a phone. We see people in the Amazon influencer space by the thousands who are making videos and making money. But if push comes to shove, I guarantee I'm getting that job over the next person, just in our current status of the industry. And so I do think that is an argument to be made, is like not only being the person who can provide the end result, the end product, the video, the graphic, the service, whatever, but it's how do I build this relationship and build this partnership as a business owner to then bring you along with me. Same thing with our audience. I mean, if you not a business owner, not an entrepreneur, but you think about your podcast or whatever, sure, there can be a podcast, and John can probably create one in the next 45 seconds, a whole real estate podcast for the state of North Carolina, have 4 hosts on there and just bang out 50 episodes, probably in the next 45 minutes. However, they can't really build that relationship with that audience. They can't invite their audience to a Zoom call. They can't invite a Q&A session.
True.
They can't do a lot of those things that we still can. So I think this is a good argument to be made if we're just going, can I create better or faster than AI? No. But can I out relationship AI? I think so.
That's
Good
a solid
point.
Matt kind of brought it up earlier, talking about what in my head I perceived as like authenticity is the thing that will become very valuable for content, relationships, and anything. But it's hard for AI to match that. We all know if I said, AI, is this haircut great? It's going to just flatter me and make me feel good, but it'll never tell me wrong. That authenticity is missing. And I think another thing that AI misses, to your wife's point, Billy, is like institutional knowledge. Like an example I gave the other day was we could have AI replace every front desk at a hotel, and they could check you in and they could tell you what your room is and they could give you your key. Like that'd be very simple to do. But then when I ask, is the bar across the street open? unless I program all of that institutional knowledge, I don't get, you got to talk to Adam, ask him about free bacon on Saturday, tell him John sent you, he'll hook you up. Like that level of authenticity or institutional knowledge could be programmed into a niche AI. But right now, I think it's the most valuable thing we have as content creators or hotel desk clerks.
I love it. I think it's good. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's just really brought me back down to earth too, because I mean, there have been times which I get a little anxious about stuff pretty simple. I mean, you guys all kind of been around me for a while, so you know it's like, all right, Billy's losing it over something, and then I come back down to earth and go, oh, this isn't that bad. I just have to be a step better. I have to be a step ahead. I have to make a different offer, and you know, I mean, I'm just talking about my, you know, what I do in my business. So, my wife wrote another
freak
half
out a little bit and then pivot.
Yeah. Which, you know, I mean, I think that's the thing too. And I tell people this all the time. It's like, who cares? You know, at the end of the day, I'm an entrepreneur, not a content creator. I create content as part of being an entrepreneur, but I'm an entrepreneur first, everything else second. And dogs crap and I have a scooper, so I will always have a job. I will charge someone to pick up their dog's doo-doo. That's my backup plan. That's why.
People pay crazy money for that, actually.
I know. Yeah, well, they would lose money if they came to my house. I get 2 English bulldogs. Those dudes are like factories. It's like 2 factories walking around. It's unbelievable. I need AI to come do it. The minute that somebody puts out a robot that can actually walk up and down a hill without falling, I'm buying one and putting it in my yard. Like your whole job is to just stand in the corner, and then when the dog goes inside, you walk over and pick it up and dispose of it. That's the whole
Brilliant.
job.
There's your million.
That's it. That's my million. All right, we're at like the 46-minute mark. We've talked about a lot of stuff here. We talked about, I mean, obviously AI in a lot of different capacities, which I think was very interesting. And I've never really discussed this at all. But I mean, I use AI all the time, like especially in softwares that I purchase. I don't build bots, but I use other people's bots that they've built. I assume they're AI anyway. A lot of the buttons we push every day, doing these software connections. Anything else you guys got going on? I was trying to think. I wanted to pick John's brain a little bit about podcast data and this new Apple video stuff that's been announced. I haven't kept up with it. Have you kept up with any of that? I think it just announced like yesterday or something.
Only enough to know that they're, I think, trying to replicate copy what Spotify is doing, in allowing you to upload a video and then strip the audio and distribute that via traditional RSS. I think because Apple's getting on board, like Spotify will jump on anything and then abandon it later is their whole, I think, mission statement, which is cool that they're fast moving and sometimes fast abandoning. But when Apple jumps on board, that for me, combined with like, the Edison Research does an infinite dial survey every year about digital media consumption. And what is very clear that was argued about years ago is like, if you want to have a podcast, you're missing out on a huge potential audience if you don't incorporate video, mostly for YouTube. And if you're going to do that work now, you don't need to strip the audio. You can just upload that directly to Apple. Makes it more complicated. I think Spotify is a little bit easier, but you can effectively record this live stream, upload the video, and have it be distributed as a podcast. And I'm ranting, but again, I think the long-term trend is that even though I appreciate listening and wearing my pajamas and like not being on video, podcasts are becoming more video first. Younger generation, like 25 and under, most of the discovery is done through video shorts. So you kind of have to have a video element. I would say you have to have a video element to your podcast if you want it to be growing and taken seriously. And that's a statement that it isn't quite black and white, but that's what I would, if you came to me asking for advice, I would tell you before we start anywhere, you should think about a video element as well.
Well, how is podcast defined if it's going video first? How is a podcast different than a live stream or any video conversation?
The answer used to be RSS, but now not so much.
I always think it's funny because I've seen people go hot. I mean, they'll go hot in the paint on this. And I'm like, Well, was it a podcast like built for like an iPod or something like that? That's like long gone, right? That's what I always thought about. Maybe that's not what it means. Maybe pod in a different
Downloads
manner.
in the background and alerts you when it's ready. That was the whole gist of a podcast.
Yeah,
Internet was slow.
And I do think there is like some kind of content. You know, I heard it earlier today in a clubhouse room. Yeah, that still exists. I always make that same joke. But anyway, I heard it said today, like the RSS feed, like you own that versus posting your content on all these other platforms. And that's going to be something we think about as content creators as well. But yeah, I mean, and the sucky part is about podcasting, and I'm going to put this show, I'm going to rip the audio, I'm going to upload it to my host that I pay for and never use. So I'm going to reinvigorate that thing. But you know, that's the problem, is like, it almost seems worthless. It's like, dude, all these companies and the discoverability on there is trash compared to YouTube. And when I did my saltwater fishing show, we posted everything to YouTube first, and then we switched over, or not switched over, but then we just ripped the audio and put it on a podcast player. But the podcast, the audio side only grew because we told people on the video side, like, hey, by the way, you can listen to this. So I think all these platforms and all these people who want to be like audio only, audio first, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, get a better software system, algorithm, whatever, to get AI on this to give us better discoverability. Because I just don't think I don't think every podcast needs to be video, but if they want to be discovered, I think you're right. I don't know. Whatever.
I think that goes back to the fact that people want to see people, right? Like any conversation, like you connect with people when you see their eyes. And
that's why I sell so much on Amazon.
Exactly. It's those pretty eyes, Billy.
But you need both, because some people are in the car, some people can't actually pull their eyes away and watch because of moving about the world. So, but you should have both. You shouldn't have one or the other. It should be both.
You should take more risk.
Done away with RSS
I watch YouTube
feed.
while I drive, dude. That's why I got all these car mounts coming in. I wear them out and I just look up every few seconds. You guys don't do that? Is that just me? All right.
I definitely listen to YouTube videos while driving.
Dude, I do too.
Because YouTube Premium allows you to turn off your screen.
Oh, it does? Yeah, my son says I need premium because he hates watching the ads when I'm trying to show him something.
Yeah. Your son's right. Get premium. Don't be cheap, Billy.
No, he needs to get a job.
Come on.
And he can buy premium.
Parent of the year. All you need is YouTube Premium. Parent of the year.
That's right.
Put me on your family plan when you get it, please.
Yeah, we could all split that up. You know, we'd just be a family together. Well, I think that is interesting. You know, I mean, I agree with you, Matt. I think it's more places, and this is always my argument. It's like you're building a brand. You're already creating the content anyway. You might as well do the video portion of it, which there's arguments to be made, especially for ladies who are like, I got to get dolled up. I got to take a shower, do my hair, put my makeup on. You know, there's all that personal stuff as to where, you know, I think most of us are just like, oh, let me cover my bald spot and I'm ready to go. Like maybe a little hairspray, brush my teeth halfway and I'm good. But I don't know. Each to their own, I suppose. Whatever you enjoy doing. And that's how you kill the conversation, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
That's what the audience wants. The audience wants it. The audience wants it.
All right, let's see. Here we go. I see an OnlyFans page in the making there. I don't know.
We haven't even gotten to feet yet.
Yeah. I was about to show mine, just see if I can get the views up here a little bit.
And my cooking channel on Only Pans be acceptable? Only Pans.
Is that real? Is OnlyFans real? Maybe not.
No, it's not real. It should be. There's $1 million idea, internet. Go run with it. You're welcome.
Is it? I don't know that it is, bro.
I don't know if that is. I don't know. That is.
It's
It might be a nice
$1,000 idea.
Yeah. At least $1,000. At least you can get some free knives from some Amazon sellers. I guarantee that. I'll send you some free knives actually, just to be on
I need some new
OnlyFans.
flatware. Send it my way.
I'll sponsor you by giving you free stuff. Oh man. All right. Well, John, let's wrap it up here. Just want to check in with you and see, what did you think about being on this panel? This is the first time we have 4 people on it. Usually it's just Chrissy taking shots at me, but now I get to take shots at you. But enjoy.
it was the first time in a while I felt like the contrarian, and that's a native, comfortable place for me. So that was nice. I've done a podcast with you before, Billy. You interviewed me, and that was fun. But what I liked about this was one, I'm now only 25%, so easier. And two, it was really nice getting more of a communal take on things. Like I'm pretty headstrong into AI and where it's going because I think I have to be. But I don't I'd rather live in the woods and read a book to learn how to grow the best tomatoes. I just don't think that's a viable option for me. So it was really nice being able to kind of share a take and get feedback from more than one person. That should tell you that I don't get out very much, but this was the closest to a bar conversation I've had, and it felt great.
Perfect. Well, next time you can bring a good craft beer with you. That's fine. Uh, and are you guys still doing your show? You're still, I know you like took a little time off and then you jump back in. Give us a little beer me that pot or beer me that movie, right? Am I saying it right?
Yep. Beer Me That Podcast is what my co-host calls it on accident most of the time.
Perfect. Good job,
we just
Harry.
released we alternate episodes. It's really confusing and hard to explain. In one episode, we scroll through a social feed where people drink craft beer, and we look at the beer names, and then we come up with these kind of off the cuff movie ideas, and then we go to Instagram and ask for people to vote. Whatever one gets the most votes, then the next episode that gets turned into a feature film idea. We just released our 40th feature film. And the only way that I agreed to do another podcast with Harrison, who I love, was by saying, we're going to set a deadline. We're going to do 50 movies and then this stops. Because every other podcast I've done has just been like, I guess we'll keep going. I don't know. Life's kind of, so it felt really good to me to set a deadline, a runway. When we get here, we stop, we reevaluate, we take some time to ourselves. And that felt good, especially now knowing we're pretty close to the finish line, and we've made some dumb movies, that is for sure.
Have you ever considered taking AI and making those into actual films?
As a person that has one time made a short film, I won't allow AI to take that from me. That brings me a lot of joy. But man, it would be a lot easier if I could just say, like, make a 10-minute film about this, and here's the whole script we outlined. But no, I do use AI when we do our YouTube content. I like to put a movie poster up for like what this film would be. And as a terrible artist, initially I wanted to draw those out in Procreate. And that's like an extra 7 hours of work for a podcast that isn't generating revenue. So now, thank you, Canva AI. You can do it good enough for me to just slap in the background on the YouTube channel. So for me, that's a compromise I'm willing to make. I don't have that much artistic principle.
All right, man. And one last question for you, John. What is the most underrated AI tool that you use that we should all consider?
Oh God, I hate.
Good question.
I'll tell you what it is, and it's probably stupid, but if you use, I don't know what Android people do with their life. If you're an Apple user, then wear an Apple Watch and tell Siri to remind you of all the things that float into your head that you're gonna forget. It's the most useful thing. Siri's the worst AI on the market, but I'll say like, hey, tomorrow at 3:00, remind me that I wanted to start thawing the chicken. So that's like, for me, that's the most useful. I guess objectively, it would be OpenClaw might be the most impactful thing that I've built with AI for my own personal life, but it's a little bit more. You're going to want to Google it, and you're going to want to watch a YouTube video, and you're going to want to be really, really patient because it's dumb and it's horrible and it's riddled with bugs. But if you do it right and you give it a month of that self-sacrifice, you could find at the end of that month that like you have beautiful daily briefings for all your calendar events, and like keeping up with stupid things that you forget about is almost automated now. So that's okay. That's okay if you want to go all in, but no, Siri reminders are the greatest thing the AI has ever given me.
Perfect.
Isn't that the same reminders that the iPhone just has built in without needing a watch?
Yeah, you could do it with your iPhone too. If you were more diligent and kept it nearby, that would probably work just as well. I find that for me, maybe I'm undiagnosed ADHD, but like if I get a thought in my head and I don't address it immediately, it's never coming back. So it's like a Christmas gift the next day when I'm like, oh my gosh, Siri told me I was going to make this thing. And it's like a constant 51st dates with myself.
I do
That's
that
great.
too. It's frictionless to get it out of your brain. It's absolutely, you just push the button and speak. That's all you need to do. Done. Don't have to call
Now,
anything up. You don't have to type it. You don't have to blah, blah, blah. Boom.
you know what magic I discovered, y'all? A pocket notebook. You know why? Because every time I pull out my phone, I get distracted. I see a red dot and I need to address the dot or whatever. So
That's
I pull
real.
out the phone, say the thing, and then I'm like, oh, what's happening over there? So now I put it in my notebook and I look in my notebook 400 times a day, but it's always there and I have it and I have my list and I know what I need to do. It's because I'm old. I don't know what to tell you. It just is.
How do you even charge that? Is that USB-C?
I also got rid of my Apple Watch and I have just a regular analog watch.
You guys are
Crazy,
Get me
right?
started. I have two, analog and
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my God.
Yeah, so
that's
fun
a
to
whole
sit
other
into the
podcast
spectrum.
right there.
We need to discuss this in another podcast.
I don't
definitely.
have
Mark
any
this down for the next week.
watches. I just took them off. Only reason I have
Yeah.
an Apple Watch is for those 3-in-1 chargers because I get 85 a month. So that's the only reason I keep one around. But I think it's so funny because John just said, "Oh, how does that charge with USB-C?" And so John and I, he was transitioning in between jobs or something, and so I was like, "Hey man, come in the studio, make some videos, we'll have some fun, whatever." And so every day, about 9 times a day, I just hear John go, "Why the beep? Why do they make this? Why is this not USB-C?" Like every time, it was like USB micro or mini or whatever. He'd be like over there
Throw
just
it away.
yelling at this thing, like, "Why is this not USB-C? It's 2023. Why is this not USB-C?" It
Preach,
was so
sir,
funny.
preach.
And every time I open
Oh,
a thing,
proprietary chargers drive me crazy too. Stop it. Stop it right
Micro
now.
USB can burn in hell.
oh man,
Another whole topic. There you go. Hope you're taking notes on these, Billy. We have things to discuss.
you guys come back next week and we'll talk about why we